Literally, what the hell is that? Absolutely not. Oops, I bumped the camera. That is some chunky bread. Hello, and welcome to this new vlog. So today, unfortunately, I still cannot crochet. We're gonna have to start with other things. I still have some orders to fulfill. I still have some whips that I have to work on. I have some old stuff here. And what I mean by old is like, look at this. Literally, what the hell is that? This was a top that I was working on. First of all, I think I remember the cups being way too big. It was for myself. I'm probably gonna need to take out like a row or two, but also like the color, I don't really like it. I was hesitating between a solid color like this or two colors like this one. And honestly, like on paper, I liked this one better. It was interesting. But when I put it on myself, I don't know, I don't really like it. So I'm thinking that I'll be frogging the lighter pink part and I'll be redoing it later. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is this massive cat, okay? So this is a pattern by, I believe now they're called Fuzzle Forms Crochet or something, because I think they changed names. I'll check it out and put it in the description. I made this over a year ago and it was not supposed to turn out that big. Absolutely not. The other problem I had with this is I have this green and I have this brown and it is much thinner, which leads to what you are seeing here, which is this pathetic shape for this pot. And recently I have noticed one thing. Look at the eyes. They're not the same size. What's kind of bothering me is that if I have to undo it, like I've sewn most of it already. It's supposed to be froggable, if that's a word. This one, however, I know it's very hard to frog because it's one of those chenille skeins that have terrible quality for some reason. So let's get started, I guess. Got the first one separated from the second one. Honestly, I almost like it better like this without the picot, because I feel like the picot kind of makes it look messy. Okay, now that this is done, we're gonna move on to this little guy. Okay, I forgot to mention that he is stuffed with styrofoam beads. Yay! You know, the little thing that jumps around, goes everywhere? Yeah, that kind of stuff. The bottom was stuffed with regular stuffing, as I usually pretty much always do when using styrofoam beads, because it's just easier to push it down. Let's get going. So I have finally frogged the whole thing. I thought the green part was gonna be much easier than the brown part, but I was wrong. Both were equally horrifying. So I think it took me about 2 hours to frog the whole thing. I frogged the brown part almost stitch by stitch. Now I know a lot of people just like cut it open and use it as like stuffing, but for me it's equivalent to waste, so I'm gonna reuse it. Only pieces that I cannot reuse are those. It's not super pretty, but honestly it's totally usable and I love it a lot. This brown yarn is much worse, and if we're looking at the original non-frogged yarn, this is what it looks like. So granted, it looks better than the other one. It's still pretty bad quality, to be honest, which is a shame because I used to love this brand. I'm still gonna wind this and this one at the same time because what happened? I don't know. Yeah, let's get going. we can finally store this and free up some space in the whip bin. And now I suppose we can just go and paint the new pair of eyes because, well, you know what happened. So yeah, let's go do that. Hello, hello! I have received 2 packages with yarn inside. So I'm super excited to open them, and I've been wanting to do this on camera like I promised. So let's do it together. Okay, so this one is the Red Heart Super Saver yarn, and it sounds like the most boring thing, okay? But I have never seen this yarn, okay? I see people talking about it all over the internet with like people debating on whether it's scratchy or not or whatever. So I want to compare it to my standard acrylic yarn that I get here. It's a 4 weight, and I cannot for the life of me find any weight 4 yarn here in this country. It's like it does not exist. Or it does exist, but with a horrible price point. So let's open this. Ooh, it's nicely packaged. Look! Like, okay. Okay. Also, side note, this might sound funny as well, but I have never seen a skein like this one. Like, yarn is not packaged this way here. I pictured this to be a little bigger for some reason, even though I knew it was 200 grams, approximately, I believe. As for the scratchiness, okay, I can definitely tell why people feel that it is scratchy. It's not the softest acrylic I have ever touched in my life. It's similar to the dollar store stuff that I buy here. It's a little bit thicker, not that much to be honest, but I'm excited to try it out. There's more. It's been caked already, and yeah, whatever this is. Supposedly it is 2 entire skeins, so 400 grams. And now let's move on to this big boy. And the person in the listing was stating that it was 4 kilograms. I am very impressed that they managed to fit 4 kilograms in this box. Like, I mean, it's yarn, it's not rocks, right? So it is t-shirt yarn. I have never had t-shirt yarn in my entire life. So this is a first as well for me. This must sound so boring for a lot of people, but okay, I'm excited, all right? So let's see. Ooh, oh wow. I love this. This is interesting. Oh. It's a bunch of like small pieces. So I have a lot of different colors and patterns. Also, this definitely smells like it's been in somebody's garage or basement for a while. So about this yarn, I will probably not keep the whole thing because some colors, like this for example, I'm not super interested in. I got this for the hats, the one that I'm trying to make. Now this is interesting to me. It's thicker, it's got like multiple colors. Okay, so I decided I'm gonna be sorting the t-shirt yarn. So for now, I'm just gonna sort between what I'd like to keep and what I think I will never use. Have me inspired for a similar hat but in pink. If I can find the yarn, if it's not been discontinued, because I get it from a discount store where they rotate their yarn quite often. So I went through the whole thing and I don't know if you can see, but there's really a lot of pinks. And this really got me thinking what it would look like with the yarn I have in mind. So I would really love to test this out once I can crochet a little more again. But I'm probably gonna have to wash this first, so it's not gonna be for now. Also, since I did not crochet today, most of my day was spent editing videos. I noticed there were already some things that I didn't like. So a few things that I've changed is, as you can see, I am wearing white because I wear a lot of black, but unfortunately black does not show up well on camera. I changed the position of the lights. I saw that it was reflecting way too much in my glasses, which still is a little, but much less than in the previous video. Also, right now I'm seeing that I don't really like the framing. I find it a little annoying that you can't see my hands, so probably gonna try to change that. Also, something I've noticed is that I tend to look at the screen because I'm making sure that it's running and that everything's working fine, that everything's in the frame or not out of focus. And this is disturbing. I've noticed this in a lot of creators online as well. A lot of people look at the little screen when they should be looking directly to the lens. And this is something I'm trying to do. I guess it will get better in the future when I'm more used to it and I just know that the camera's running or whatever. Also, I'm really hoping that the lighting is fine because when I look on the screen, even yesterday and the previous days when I had my black shirt on, it looked fine. And when I put it on my computer, it was like underexposed. Hello friends! I have finally received the last package of yarn. This is the last one, okay, and from now on, as promised, I am on a yarn buying ban, putting this on record, okay? So the only thing that I will allow myself to buy is acrylic yarn if needed for any customer, okay? So this parcel is full of a chenille yarn that I have never tried, okay? I don't remember if I mentioned it previously, but this yarn is probably going to sound terribly boring to a lot of you because it's one of the most common chenille yarns you can find in North America, I believe, but here in Europe it's extremely hard to come by. So I found it secondhand and that's the only reason why I bought it. This is a box of Premier Parfait Chunky and I don't believe they ship here normally. I'm not sure. So let's open it, shall we? Ooh. Aww. There's a little note. So nice. They also included some candy. Okay, that is nice. Alright, we have color peach, coral, hibiscus, very berry, bright pink, maple leaf, orchid, seal, fog, tangerine. Pretty sure this one's not full. It's not a full skein. Ooh, I love this. It's called blue. Okay. Turquoise, I think. And final one is sea glass. That's it. I want to say it definitely looks prettier than the yarn that I have here, you know, my local brand that I used to love. It looks ever so slightly thicker, I think. Lovely, look at that. Wow, it's so cool. I am so happy about those. Like, you have no idea, okay? I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, okay, but they will definitely be used. So yeah, that's it for the yarn haul. Let's move on. Hello! Wow, it feels like it has been so incredibly long. I mean, I filmed the last yarn haul yesterday, but I don't know. Because I haven't crocheted in 6 days, it feels like it's been forever. So I still don't know if I can crochet today, so I'm gonna attempt that. But first, one thing that I can do, this is the new pair of eyes that I have painted after the first one didn't work. So completely different, but at least there's going to be contrast. But we're gonna try to put those on. Yeah, what do we think, huh? This, nice. So that is done. Now, I would like to at least be able to close this head. So mission accomplished. I have finished the last 3 rows of the head of the tortoise. The good news is I have enough elements now, so the leaves, nose, and horns, that I can sew the entire head. So let's do this. Update. So yesterday I was able to crochet a little more than I thought, so I am really happy to report that I have finished the head and sewn on the nose. I have also finished the body and sewn the little details on the leaves. I have done the shaping and the stuffing on the horns, and I have completed the back feet, meaning that the entire project is crocheted. Yay! I started to do some sewing yesterday, as you can see. For the moment, this thing is gonna remain in pieces and I will go back to sewing a little bit later, which means that I get to move on to my next order. So I got an order for the silly goose. I'm really excited to make it, and I'm gonna be using skinny chenille. We have some white for the body, orange for the beak and feet, two-tone beige yarn for the bread. We have yellow for the cheese, green for the lettuce, and pink for the slice of ham. Let's get started. A little update about the silly goose. So I have completed the body and added the eyes. I realized that the pattern does not have wings or a tail, so I'm probably not gonna add wings because I think it looks cute this way, but I did freehand a little bit of a tail here. And I have done the beak as well, and the 2 feet. So now I'm just gonna move on to the food, so like the sandwich. So another update, I have finished sewing the feet and the beak on the silly goose, And I have completed the cheese, ham, and lettuce. All ends weaved in, so that's cool. They all fit over his head. What I'm missing now is just the 2 slices of bread, but they look like a lot of work to my brain right now. So I'm probably gonna pause this a little bit, and I would like to do a little bit of sewing on the Taurus plushie. I don't think I'm gonna finish either of those tonight, although that would be ideal. So last update for tonight. It's almost 2 a.m. and I am starting to get tired, but I am really happy because I have done way more than I thought I was gonna do. So first of all, I have actually committed and finished the entire Taurus plushie. Look. I think he turned out exactly like on the drawing I made to try and figure out the colors. The eyes, I think, look lovely. Look. Yeah. I think the colors are honestly perfect, so I'm really happy about how he turned out. So that is the first thing. The second thing is I also finished our little goose. So this pattern was the Silly Goose free pattern by Scarlet Skies Creates. I will put it in the description for you. It is a free pattern on Instagram. It's a great pattern. The one thing I didn't like was the bread. It's a smart way to make it, but it broke my brain. I had to redo it like 3 times and I just could not remember the pattern. So that took me like, I don't know, 2 hours just for 2 slices of bread. First bread slice? Ooh, that is some chunky bread. Oh my god. Okay, then we have the lettuce. Then we'll put on some ham. Wow. There's one fat goose, then cheese, and finally the last bread slice. Oh my god, I can barely fit it onto. Isn't it adorable, right? What do you think? But we have our 2 plushies. Yay, they are finished. I'm super happy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content, and if you have any criticism or things you would like to see, please let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!